Question 3 then. We are pushing a crate across a surface. This is a physicsy word, rough. It just is telling us that friction is important in this problem. If you see the word rough, it means yes, consider friction. If you see the word smooth, it means nah, don't worry about it. So we're being asked to find the force of kinetic friction acting on a crate. This problem is actually quite simple. We've got a crate. Here it is. It is going to be pushed across a surface. There is friction, so there will be a force opposing us. We are accelerating to the right. There will be a weight force down and a normal force upwards. So we do not know what the friction force is, but we do know that our force is 97 newtons. We don't know the normal force, but we do know the mass of the crate, and we'll just label that arrow as F for friction. Actually, let's label it F of K because we know that it's sliding, so it is kinetic friction, and that's what we're trying to find. I don't know how to find that, so what should I do? Well, don't panic. We have a process. We follow the same process every time, every question. Let's start by looking at the X and Y forces. In Y, we are going to find that because there is no acceleration up or down, N is equal to mg. Let me caution you one more time. Do not assume that N is always equal to mg. It isn't. You have to figure this out for each and every question, each and every time. Forces in X. Well, there is acceleration in X. This box is accelerating to the right. It tells us that over here in the problem. So I can't write net force is 0. I have to write net force is ma. Then I add up the forces that are acting horizontally, and I've got a positive 97 and a negative kinetic friction force, F of K. Put those two lines together, ma equals 97 minus F of K. There's one equation that I always get for free. I don't need to develop it. I can just write it down, right? This is a standard equation. Friction equals coefficient times normal. In this case, it's kinetic friction and kinetic coefficient. So we've basically finished the physics at this point. The rest of this is just math. What am I trying to find? Well, I'm trying to find this, the force of kinetic friction. It's present in this equation. So if I know everything else in that equation, I can solve for that force of kinetic friction. Do I know the mass of my box? Well, yes, I do. I'm told the mass of the box in the question, so I know that. Do I know the acceleration of the box? Yeah, I also know that. It's told me in the question. So in this particular instance, for this particular question, the only work we actually needed to do was this bit. We didn't need that. We didn't need that. But the point is, we probably won't know which bits we need and which bits we don't need before we start the problem. So if we always get into the habit of doing every step every time, then we will always be in a position to be able to find the answer. So let's just finish this off. I want to rearrange that equation for the thing I'm trying to find, and that's going to tell me that F of K must be equal to 97 minus m times A. I know the mass of the crate. It's 59.5 kilograms. So 59.5 multiplied by the acceleration, which is also given in the problem, 1.15 meters per second squared, 1.15. That will give me the answer, 2 the kinetic friction force.